So welcome to Techno Dad Life, and my name is Jeff, and today we're going to be doing 10 tips for security camera nirvana. So if you are the average person, or if at least you're average like me, the first thing you go out and do is buy a bunch of security cameras. I like these 4K cameras. You get a doorbell, and then you're like, where can I put these things? So today what we'll do is we will go over how to map out where to put your security cameras for the best view using the least amount of cameras. So the first thing we want to do is actually make a map of our property. And so we actually want an outside map, and then we're going to need an inside map too to actually map where the wires will go. So we're going to use this map to actually place our cameras. So the first thing we need to know is the field of view of our cameras. So these Reolink 4K cameras have a field of view of 87 degrees, or basically 90 degrees. So they're great for corners. My NUI cam, which is a 2K camera, so this is actually interesting. This just came out. It is 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. So it's the first doorbell I know that can go on 5 gigahertz. But this has a 158 degree field of view. And then we have our trusty HemVision cams. And so these are interesting because this particular camera has two lenses. So it's either 110 or 135 degrees. And so basically it can do wide locally or far distally. When we go back to our map, so this is my house, and this is the back. This is a garage back here. My neighbors, I have a neighbor's house right here and a neighbor's house right here. So when we do this plan, we don't want to intrude on anybody else's privacy, so we have to make sure the cameras aren't pointing towards my neighbor's houses. Now, the first thing we want to prioritize are doors and windows. And so on my house, we have windows here. That's a door, window, 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 door, door, window, 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 door, window, lots of windows along here. And so once we have our doors and windows marked down, the next thing we want to do is prioritize zones. And so most break-ins happen where in the back of the house, so from here back, and basically you need a door or window to break in, so we have to prioritize coverage of windows and doors also. So if we look at this map, we can put a doorbell here, and that will cover, my neighbor's garage is right here, and that will cover this area. So we'll be going out like this. And then we have a space here, and so we'll place a corner camera here. And that's, remember, basically about 90 degrees. And that will cover like this. And so we want to have, if we can afford it, overlapping camera views, so then we can see people coming and going from different views. You have to decide on your budget to decide how many cameras you can afford. So basically the 4K cameras are about twice as expensive as the 2K camera. So if you need a lot of cameras, you can just buy the 2K cameras and eventually upgrade to 4K if you can. And then our next camera I'm going to put right there, and then that will cover along this wall and then out like this. So that will cover my garage area. And then we're going to put a camera here that will cover this side of the house, and will cover most of the area that camera is missing. And my neighbor's house here is right about here, so hopefully we don't see it. Now going along the side, we don't have a really good option not to see my neighbor's house, so we'll have to think about that more. But basically with a door camera and then 1, 2, 3 cameras, we have the entire back of the house covered and also the garage. Now, if I want to go back farther in the yard, I could mount some cameras on the garage itself or use one of these long distance cameras. I'm probably not going to use one of these though, because I like the POE or power over Ethernet. With the Wi-Fi cameras, they tend to fall off sometimes, and so I want a consistent image all the time. Now, if you're wondering why my house is so funny shaped, it's a 140-year-old house about, and it's been added on 3 times, so it has funny shapes that most normal modern houses don't have. Now for the front of the house, we can do the same thing again. We can put a doorbell camera here, which will cover like this, and again, avoid my neighbor's house, which is right here. Have a camera here, and that will cover the front of the house, and actually have a doorbell camera here that will also come out there to directly in front. This area on the side though, I will have to talk to my neighbors about setting something up here because it's just 4 or 5 feet wide, and how to get some type of image here. So next you want to go outside with your cell phone and then use your cell phone as an estimate to see what your actual views are with that. Because you want to be careful, because if there are bushes or drain pipes coming down, if you have IR on your cameras or infrared, it will reflect off of that, and then at nighttime you won't be able to see anything. Some tips for when you actually set the cameras out: you don't want to point any cameras at the sun, and you want to point your cameras down a little bit, have them 8 to 10 feet high, because that's the best viewing angle for faces. Next, you want to test install your cameras, so you can actually just attach them to your router and run the power and just put them in with 1 screw to actually see what the actual image is before actually hiding the wires and things like that. And then to hide the wires, you want to run those through your attic, down the side of your vinyl siding, through your basement. So if we look at my plan, we have a camera here, we have a camera here, and we have a camera here. Now this area right here is a 1-story addition, and so I can run all my wires through here, and what I'm going to do is put a POE switch in here, and so then I can just run 1 wire down into my basement that will then go to my video recorder. Now on other parts of my house, I will have to run the wires down through the siding or through the corners of the siding to actually get to the same point. If you have a newer house, it's generally easier to run wires because there's already existing wiring going through there. If you have a really old house like my house, I mean, my house didn't even actually have electricity to start out with, and it's had multiple additions. You have to be a little creative to run those wires. So once you've run all the wires and you've tested and installed, then it's time to install it and then enjoy your new PVR system. So if you have any tips or tricks that work for you, make sure you leave those down in the comments. Otherwise, you have a great day, and bye-bye.